It is the Mike Show. It's the Tuesday edition that brings us Megan Huffman. Where's Megan?
Hi, I'm over here.
No, she's over there now. Megan is on the wing mic off camera, and Megan is from Share Greater Lynchburg and the Greater Lynchburg Community Foundation. And each and every Tuesday, you bring us guests, and today is no exception. Who did you bring?
Yes, I am delighted to have my good friends, Dr. Ghislaine Lewis and Sarah Blankenship here from Pier Street Gateway and Pier Street Garden to talk about an upcoming event called Jazz and Sip coming up on the 30th.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
It's so good to have you in studio. Thank you so much for joining us. Tell us about your organization, and then let's talk about the organization, and then we'll talk about the event coming up.
So Pier Street Gateway was founded in 2018 by Stuart Coleman, and the whole aim of the organization is to help to revitalize the Pier Street Historic District. What we want to do is to tell the stories of the people who've lived in this neighborhood, both the ordinary people and the extraordinary people that help to shape not just Pier Street's legacy, but Lynchburg's legacy as a whole. So the organization right now, we are getting ready to have our annual fundraiser, but our hope is that in the next 3 years, what we want to do is to create a community hub and museum on Pier Street to add to the already amazing offerings that we have with the Ann Spencer House and Gardens and the Whirlwind Johnson Foundation. And so we want to be the hub that tells the stories of the neighborhood.
And it is amazing how much history there is just right there. I mean, literally right in that block. It's staggering, actually. Yes. And the fact that I don't want to say most folks, but a lot of folks don't know.
That's very true. A lot of people don't know that Pier Street exists, and they don't understand its significance to the community. So Pier Street has 8 historic markers. That is the most historic markers in a 2-block radius in the entire state, right? We've got people who were great educators, great artists, great healthcare professionals that have lived in this neighborhood and have really contributed not just to the legacy of the city, but to the legacy of the nation. And we want to celebrate them, but we also want to celebrate the neighbors that helped to make them great. And so we're really, really focused on gathering the stories of the neighborhood. You know, the neighborhood's changing, and as people get older, we want to make sure that we capture those voices before they're all gone.
Absolutely. And you brought us eggs.
Yes, fresh eggs.
Okay, so the eggs didn't come from the garden, obviously.
No, well, you know, ordinances in Lynchburg prevent us from having roosters in town, but some of those eggs may or may not be fertilized. But we do have a community garden on site where our hub is located, and it has been in operation now for 3 years, 2 years being open to the public, and that is also something that we'll be celebrating at the end of this month. What we do is we provide free fresh fruits and vegetables to the Pier Street historic community, our neighborhood, and beyond. It is open 24/7. The gates are never closed.
Okay.
And we provide our crops, but we also accept donations, so donations from our neighbors, including fresh eggs.
Nice. And plenty of volunteer opportunities, I would imagine, in every aspect of everything that you're doing, and then we'll talk about your event too.
Yes, we're so thankful for Share Greater Lynchburg for hosting us as a member on their platform, so that we can gain those valuable volunteers through that portal, and then we do meet every single Saturday from 9 to 11 a.m. Through April through October. Sometimes it's February through through November, and we take off December if we actually get some weather. But just as the seasons tell us what to do, we follow, Mother Nature's guidebook, and we plant and we harvest and we distribute according to the weather that's outside. But we've grown everything from okra. We have a strawberry bed. We have a pollinator garden. We have our own rain barrel. We have a compost bin, and those volunteer sessions are very important because not only are we teaching, we're also learning. So they're very educational. We've had 5 field trips now with the R.S. Payne Elementary School children, reaching 86 children and teaching them the sustainability of food from seed all the way to compost. And they've grown broccoli for us, and they've come over to the garden and planted it themselves. They've dug in the dirt. So we have educational components as well. It's a great time to get out there with friends, get your hands in the dirt, spend some good time together, and that's what it's all about.
Absolutely. Well, you have an event coming up. It's a fundraising event. Tell us about that.
So we've got the Pierce Street Gateway Jazz and Sip on September 30th, and the Jazz and Sip commemorates the opening of the garden. And so the garden was opened 2 years ago. And so what we want to do is to be able to raise funds not just for the sustainability of the garden, but for us to be able to refurbish the Ocallaway store that's at 1301 Pierce Street. That's going to be our hub for our museum and community visitor center.
Okay.
And so what we will be doing is that we will have tickets available online, and we'll have a band to kick us off. We'll be talking about the work that we're doing in the community. It'll be heavy hors d'oeuvres from Shonda's Spreads, or Spreads by Shonda. Let me get that right.
Looks so good.
And Tabby's bartending is going to be bartending. And so we're really looking forward to a really great time. The Jazz and Sip Committee has been really spending a lot of time and effort planning this event. We'll also have an auction, and the auction will go live online on Thursday.
Very, very cool. Now, when and where will the event be?
So the Jazz and Sip is going to be at Amazement Square on Saturday, September 30th at 5 p.m. And it's 2.5 hours, so 5 to 7:30.
And where do folks get tickets?
So tickets are available on the Share Greater Lynchburg platform. You can go find Pierce Street Gateway on Share, and you can grab your tickets there.
Oh, very, very cool. Share Greater Lynchburg. I love this platform because it is literally one-stop shopping for everything nonprofit. And speaking of shopping, you can even shop for products for nonprofit organizations and designate, and many of them have a list of things that they need, and it's right there, and you can shop and you can have it delivered directly to that nonprofit. This is such a smart platform. You guys are so smart.
So smart.
I know, very smart. So Jazz and Sip takes place on September the 30th, 5 p.m. at Amazement Square for Pierce Street Gateway, and it's a fundraiser for them.
Mike, can Ghislaine and Sarah highlight a few of the auction items that we'll have at the event?
Yeah. Good Lord, yeah, please do.
We have this amazing tote from Warren Giles. Guys, look at that. Oh my gosh.
So beautiful.
Nice.
Oh, it smells so good.
You could hold a lot of eggs in there.
You sure could. Or wine.
Or lots of wine.
Wine and eggs.
If you're into that kind of
thing.
Yes.
Well, I mean, and they don't even have to be hard boiled. I think it's quite waterproof.
If you don't wash them, you don't have to refrigerate them.
So we also have.
That's what I heard, and we're going to talk about that later. So I'm curious about that.
We also have paintings from Kevin Chadwick and from Christina Davis,
Trish Owen, and Andrew Riscard. Wonderful, beautiful, oh my goodness, amazing pieces that'll be up for grabs.
Yes, and we've also got tours of Poplar Forest by Travis McDonald, and Al Chambers is offering a tour of Court Street. And if you guys know Court Street, you know there's so much history, and that tour is for $6. And so we will release all of the items into the universe on Thursday, and we hope that people will support us because all the money goes to a really amazing cause, and we're really passionate about the work that we're doing on Pierce Street.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on your success thus far, and it just sounds like such a magical place. People just need to know about it and get more involved. So volunteer opportunities, like we mentioned, you can go to sharegreaterlynchburg.org and look up the organization and volunteer, donate, and go to this event. Megan. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm well, thanks.
Good to see you. I don't know. Good to hear you.
Well, thank you for having us today.
Absolutely.
And the Greater Lynchburg Community Foundation is the parent of Share Greater Lynchburg. I like to mention kind of what's going on there. Last week I mentioned that, we
Not
were
quite yet. But you'll
we were able
be,
to
be back on in a second. There we go.
secure over 90 applications for our fall grant cycle.
Okay.
Which is pretty extraordinary because it's a record for how many grants have been applied for. So I'm really excited about that because it's bringing different voices into the sector, and there's new organizations and small teeny organizations benefiting from grants. So that cycle just ended and the evaluation will begin. But I was really delighted to hear that I think it was 93 organizations applied for fall
That
grants.
is fantastic.
And as you know, the Greater Lynchburg Community Foundation has $2.1 million that they pour out into the community in grants and scholarships every year. And it's wonderful when there's new organizations applying. I also wanted to mention that Share Greater Lynchburg is having our monthly Lunch and Learn next Wednesday, September 27th. That will be at Camp Kumbaya Nature Center. We're teaming up with Patrick Henry Family Services, who does a monthly gathering as well. And we just decided to put everybody together because there was capacity for us. So there's 40 spots available, and I think we're close to 30 people coming.
Okay.
It's a great time to network. Lunch is provided by Freedom First. And we'll do a tour of the property and learn about youth programs that are available to all of our sister organizations across the Greater Lynchburg area. I'm excited. We're putting together an awesome Giving Tuesday campaign that is just rolling right now, and I'll have more on that next week. But,
Absolutely.
Thanks so much for having us.
Absolutely. Thank you for doing what you do and for this incredible platform and helping out as many. It's still 163?
163. We have one working on right now.
Okay.
We're signing on Bedford Christmas Station in time for the holidays.
Nice,
So
nice.
they're getting on board right now.
Yeah, the Share Greater Lynchburg platform is amazing, and we didn't mention one thing. We didn't mention is it's free. Free. So
That's
if
right.
you are part of a not-for-profit organization and you're not currently listed on sharegreaterlynchburg.org, you need to be. So
That's right.
go there, click on it, and sign up your organization, because it's yet one more place, but it's kind of one-stop shopping for nonprofit organizations or folks that are looking for nonprofit organizations, folks that want to volunteer. Even at the board level, you have all kinds of different programs and all kinds of different ways for folks to get involved.
That's
and,
right.
And it's right there, sharegreaterlynchburg.org. Thank you again for joining us on the program. We really appreciate it. Thank you, ladies.
Thanks for
Thank you
having
for
us.
having us.
Absolutely. It is the Mike Show. It's the Tuesday edition of the program. Coming up a little bit later on, we've got your audio vault. Stay tuned.